This is a bit crooked. Nah, they were fine. I don't care. I made a video about a month ago, or a little over a month ago, on how much money I spent on raves, and I said that that was going to be a 2-part series. Now, it's close to the end of February. We are still going to live in the past. This is part 2 on reflecting on the past year. I apologize that this video is coming very late after the first one. I've been a little bit busy. I think I went out a bit in DC. I celebrated birthdays. I hosted the Super Bowl, did a lot of cooking. I focused on myself during unemployment. On the things I can control. So while I'm still open in the market of design, I thought I would not let my skills go into rust. Put my design skills and I guess my schizophrenic, delusional imagination and fantasy into use. Because of the last video I was focusing on money, I still had the list of all the DJs that I saw in the past year, and I wanted to take that list and create my own festival lineup with those DJs. Yippee. So to recap, here are all the DJs that I saw in the past year. Did you get that? There are a lot of DJs that I haven't put in the past year because there are 5 festivals that I went to, and each of those have a lot of different DJs that I saw. So the first one was Ultra Music Festival. Here's day 1, here's day 2, and here's day 3. Project Low, I only went 1 day, and this is kind of it. Moonrise, I went 2 days, and I'll just put everything right here. Electric Zoo, I only went Sunday, and this is a lineup that I saw. And Countdown was December 30th and December 31st, and here are all the DJs that I saw. But there was also a 2-day Millennium Rave that I saw in Hampton, Virginia, which had some insane openers that I'll include right here as well, which I honestly think is going to be overlap. So creating the lineup of all this was pretty easy. Most of the time, it's just alphabetical. So we're just gonna stick with that. A lot of these lineups and posters have a design theme, and that's where I had to put a lot of my critical thinking. I didn't want to do something that was way too extravagant, like many different colors and many different graphics, because I don't have the design talent or the time to do that. I have the time, I just didn't want to do it. Also, my thinking was, where would I want this festival to take place? I would like to think that that would drive some of my design decisions. The best way I can market it is to do it in a place that I've already lived in. So right now, I live in Astoria, in the Queensboro of New York City, which is a 15-minute drive from Randall's Island. That's where Yuzu is. That's not happening. The other place where I live, where my parents' house is, and where I've been a permanent resident for the past 9 months, that's Irvine, California. In a practical sense, Irvine is a great location. SoCal has an insane EDM scene with many people in that area loving EDM as well. And when I mean people, I just mean mostly Asians. I live about 10 minutes from Orange County Great Park, which definitely has the size and the capacity to host a festival. It actually used to be where the Marine Corps Air Station was, so it's wide, it's flat, it's large, it's ideal for a festival. It has wonderful parks and soccer fields and baseball fields adjacent to it for additional activities if we can. And because of that, there's a shit ton of parking as well. It would also have all the hotels in the world through Orange County. And actually, you know, I don't know about the hotels. They would really be competing with the Disney adults. Disney adults scare the fuck out of me. So in the end, I actually decided against doing it in Irvine, and the reality was that there is already so much going on throughout the calendar year, and some of them are universally well-known festivals that it just never really justified adding another one. I didn't think it would gain enough traction or popularity, even though this is fake. Southern California already has Coachella, it has Nocturnal, it has Hard Summer, Beyond, Countdown, OMFG, Dream State. There's a lot. What the hell is my It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna find a different place. I want this festival and I want this lineup to be the attraction to a city that is vying for tourists and vying for more economic growth. A lot of these raves I've been to are, headliners. This is a stacked fucking lineup of literally main stage folks. I wanted to do a place that was not as well known for EDM, that can absolutely boost tourism and the area around it. This is why I chose Pittsburgh. So I know the city of Pittsburgh pretty well because I went to college there. It is definitely not a destination city. It's a pretty beautiful city though. It's not necessarily a big city, so wherever you need to go within the city, you can get around pretty quickly. There's also a lot to do in the city as well, whether it is the food, cuisine, whether it is nature, whether it is nightlife. And it is also a college town, so it already has a base of people that's eager to party and throw shit down. Alright, my lineup looks like this, and holy shit, it's fucking stacked. I would see every one of these people because I have gone to see every one of these people. In regards to dates and like when it happened, I chose the middle of April because when I went to school at Carnegie Mellon around that time, they would induce no school on Thursday and Friday and turn the campus into a fucking carnival. I don't really have a clue why they did it, or it's probably just some tradition that like I neglected to be intrigued of getting any information from. But it's essentially a 4-day weekend of celebrating, of families being able to hang out, eat tons of great food, and kind of showcase the campus and the school itself as well. In the eyes of the college student like myself, going to CMU for 4 years, it was just 4 days of partying and getting fucking wasted. So if there's already a bunch of college people that aren't doing shit, having an 18+ festival during that weekend, sounds like a great use of my time and a great way for drunk college students to be out of the premises of a carnival that has families and children. This is a very diverse list of DJs with all the various genres. The next logical step for me was to create the stage lineups. And based off of the number of DJs that are on here, I kind of related it to a similar festival I went to, which is Moonrise. Has a similar number of DJs, and they had 3 stages and 2-day events, so that's exactly what I did. I went on my Excel sheet and I categorized each DJ based on their EDM genre, and I tried to categorize and mix them into the right stages based off of which artists would transition well with each other. And the stage lineup is a combination of who I feel are big right now based on market demand, and honestly like 90% of it was my personal experience. So this is my stage lineup in reverse running order. If I were a customer of my own festival and I dropped $350, including shipping and wristbands for this, I'd probably come in to Liquid Stranger and maybe listen to either Rez or Alesso. That'd be a toss-up. AC Slater, B2B Chami would be nice. Oh, a Nightmare B2B Slander would also be nice. And then I'd probably 7 lines in the Martin Garrix set shit at the end. Although I do love Zed's Dead. I also love Side Piece. I need to clone 2 more people of myself. And then day 2, I probably would walk into Adventure Club and then immediately see Afrojack, because Afrojack, I just saw him. I would stay for Griffin. I've been listening to some sets on YouTube, and I'm so excited for Project Glow. And then I would slowly walk myself over to the base stage. I'd go to Wooly, probably Davin, Millennium, and then see the first half of Subtronics, and then you gotta end your festival with Odessa, which is probably gonna be the best visual performance I'll ever see in my life. Please don't make fun of me. I spent a lot of time on this. Location in Pittsburgh, there aren't a lot of options because Pittsburgh is really dense. I looked at the one place that has significant parking, was relatively close and accessible to downtown, and had the open space to have huge stages and capacity to be able to freely walk through. So I made the site map here at Acrisure Stadium, which used to be called Heinz Field, which I will probably always call Heinz Field. It's where the Steelers plays. So there's open parking lots on both sides of the stadium, and it's in April, so the stadium would most likely not be occupied during that time. But the site map that I made does bleed into the parking lot for the Pittsburgh Pirates, so I will probably have to bribe the Pirates organization to have a road game that weekend. And the location has a subway stop directly to the stadium premises, and it has many pedestrian walkways to that direction from multiple bridges. And I assume there are ferries as well because there's a bunch of rivers in Pittsburgh. So, all right, we look at our site map right here. All the way to the left, we have the base stage, which I'll call the Carnegie stage. That's where you're gonna get your headbangings and your melodic dubsteps. It faces the other side of downtown. It's on the parking lot of the Carnegie Science Center, which means, unfortunately, we would have to close the Science Center. It's a great place for kids to learn and educate themselves on like physics and biology, and but it's fine because fuck them kids. The house stage is going to be in the stadium itself. If the stadium is not going to be occupied, I'll use it. And the main stage, which I will call the Melon stage, is going to be facing downtown. It's going to have the biggest lot. And if we look at the other map, here's all like the parking spaces and all the hotels and the metro stops. I know a lot of festivals have after parties, so I have a couple after party stages lined up logistically. Stage AE in Pittsburgh is kind of the go-to default stage for raves. It is in the stadium, in the site map itself. How to deal with that in between the end of festival and lining up for after party? I'll just hire a shit ton of security. I don't give a fuck. Another location could be PNC Park if the Pirates are out for a road game anyways. I'll just have the diamond area of the baseball stadium as an after party. And Mr. Small's Theater is another location, about a 10-minute drive from the premises. I'll say one of the biggest cons that I can see directly on the site map is that there's a lot of different businesses and buildings that do interfere with it. I'll say another huge con here as well is definitely people would be able to view from the highway from the top and from buildings from across the river. That, honestly, nothing I can do about it. If you want to watch from there, you can, but like, come on. It's not going to be as fun. But speaking on the highway itself, I do worry a lot that the noise and the bass from the stages will affect the driving experience of the highway. It could cause more accidents. But this is a made-up festival. I don't have to worry about that. So that was 2 weeks of my time designing, thinking, and making this video that doesn't serve any real-life purpose for me. But for some reason, I like doing these things. I had a lot of fun doing this. Let me know if you would go to this festival. And when you say yes, please tell me who you want to see. And if anyone from the Insomniac marketing or brainstorming team is watching this, please hit me up. I would gladly take some commission for upstarting this festival. I have to get ready to go to a rave right now. It's a Sunday night, but it's not like I have work tomorrow.